Misty, what is wrong with you? What are you thinking? How can you do something like this? Oh, shut up, Kate. I haven't done anything wrong. I've done more than enough for Mom over the years to deserve some kind of reward for my trouble. That's all I did. Take what was rightfully mine. We're even now, so I'm never coming home ever again. Misty, Mom is dying. Don't you understand that? The doctors say there's no way she'll last until morning. This is your last chance to come and talk to her in this world. No, it's my last chance to take my money and run. Like, I'm not going to wait until after she dies. There's going to be estate taxes, lawyers' fees. It's going to be a complete mess. Think about it this way. I'm saving you a lot of trouble by doing it this way. Saving me trouble? Misty, all you did was steal Mom's money. I can't believe you, Misty. You're betraying Mom, me, and our entire family. I'm not betraying anybody. Like I said, I took care of Mom just fine. I don't owe any of you anything. Mom raised both of us all by herself after Dad died. She went through so much, worked so hard in order to provide for us. Don't you want to at least tell her thank you for all of that one last time? What am I supposed to be grateful for anyway? That she fed me and clothed me? That's nothing special. That's the bare minimum. When someone is a kid, that's what they sign up for. Like, it's her entire job. I don't thank the garbage man or the mailman for doing their jobs. Why would I need to thank Mom for doing hers? That is the most selfish, heartless, ungrateful thing I've ever heard, Misty. That's a new low, even for you. I'm not selfish. I earned this. I've been visiting Mom a bunch since she got sick. I spent more than my fair share of time in that boring old hospital room listening to Mom drone on and on about this and that and the other thing, and I am sick of it. Now that she's finally dying, I'm taking my share of Mom's money and getting the hell out of town. So this is goodbye. The whole family is here except for you, and we're all in agreement. You are no longer welcome in this family. From now on, no matter what happens, don't expect us to lift a finger to help you. As if I would ever want anything from any of you losers. And besides, the whole family, that's like, 10 people? What do I care about what 10 Hicks think of me? Excuse me? Hicks? Yeah, that's what you all are. I'm not wasting one more second of my life in this backwater hick town. You might enjoy living around a bunch of old hillbillies, but I actually have dreams, Kate. Well, good for you. Go on then, follow your dreams, Misty. You don't have to tell me that. What do you think I'm doing right now? I'm taking Mom's money and using it to live the life I have always wanted. Don't you think Mom would have wanted that for me? I bet she's happy that I'm gonna put her money to such good use.
Hello there, Kate. My wife doesn't feel much like speaking to you anymore. I want to give you a piece of my mind in her place. How dare you be so cruel to your own sister? I've met some sick and twisted people in my life, but I have never met anyone so demented as to refuse to come to their own sister's wedding.
Huh? I'm sorry, who is this, and how did you get my number? And what are you yelling at me about all of a sudden?
Don't play dumb with me. You know exactly what day this is. I won't let you pretend otherwise.
Right. Look, I'm pretty sure that you have the wrong number. Whoever you're angry at right now, I can assure you, it isn't me.
You're not getting out of this that easily. You know what you did. You betrayed your own sister in the worst way imaginable.
I don't have a sister.
What?
How can I betray a sister that I don't have? I'm not the person you're looking for. Try dialing the number again. You must have hit a wrong digit somewhere in there.
But, no, there's no way this is the wrong number. You're Kate, right? Misty's older sister?
Oh, I guess you don't have the wrong number after all. Wait, you said Misty is your wife? You're Misty's husband?
I'm glad you finally remembered. Our wedding is today, but you are nowhere to be found. In fact, no one from your family has come. Not one single person. I can't imagine how heartbroken Misty must be right now.
Hold on. Misty told you that I was her older sister?
Yeah? And why wouldn't she? You are her sister, aren't you? I bet you think you're such hot stuff just because you're running your own company. That's what this is, isn't it? You think you're too good to attend your own sister's wedding? You new money types are all alike, thinking you're the hottest thing ever just because you go viral once or twice. But let me tell you something. You will never be in the same league as an established, storied firm such as my family's.
What?
I was looking forward to this day for so long. I was hoping I'd finally get the chance to meet my wife's family. But I looked in the chapel right now, and the bride's side of the aisle is completely empty. Do you have any idea how much you humiliated me?
Our family is no longer associating with Misty. She's not welcome in this family ever again.
What?
None of us, myself included, knew that Misty was getting married today. We haven't even heard a single word from her in over 5 years. I have no idea how you got the impression that her entire family decided to cancel on her the day of her wedding, but that's not what's going on. So I'd appreciate it if you would stop sending me all these angry texts.
Misty told me everything. You can't lie to me. I know that all of you turned your backs on Misty in her time of need and cut off contact with her. But you couldn't even give up your bizarre, unjustifiable vendetta against her for one single day? The happiest day in her life?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Stop lying to me! You know exactly what I'm talking about. All the way through high school, Misty was always showing you up. She was prettier than you, got better grades than you, and had more friends than you, and you couldn't control your jealousy. So you told a lie after lie about Misty to your family until she had no choice but to leave her home behind. You even stole the money she would made working her part-time job.
Wow, there was so much untrue information in there that I don't even know where to start. It's clear that I need to start from the beginning and tell you what really happened 5 years ago. This is going to be a long story, so it'll probably take me a while to type it all out. First things first, though, there's something else I need to do. I'll be right back.
Hey, where are you going?
Well, hello, Misty. I just received a long series of very angry texts from someone claiming to be your new husband. Would you mind explaining that to me? Is this guy really your husband? What? Joseph has been texting you? What is that moron thinking? I told him that something came up and you guys had to cancel. We didn't cancel on you. We were never coming in the first place. We didn't even know you were getting married. Why didn't you tell him the truth? We cut off ties with you 5 years ago. You were the one who took Mom's money and ran. This doesn't concern you at all, so stay the hell out of my life. Just shut your mouth and ignore any more messages from Joseph. Got it? It didn't concern me right up until the point that you dragged me into it. You've been name-dropping the company that I started to impress the people in your new life, haven't you? No. I'm not sure about all the details, but Joseph told me that his family owns some famous company. It's obvious that you're pretending to be involved with my company in order to impress his parents and get them to support your marriage. That would explain why you didn't tell him that you willingly walked away from this family. And why you had to lie and say that we were planning to come to the wedding but canceled on you at the last minute. Get over yourself, Kate. You think I need to use your third-rate company to impress my fiancé's family? Please. Well, at the very least, I know that you were aware of my company's existence. Why, though? The last time we spoke, you told me you didn't want anything to do with us anymore. What? Do you think I've been stalking you guys online or something? Your company was in the news a while back, that's all. And I don't care in the slightest about anything you do, including your company. Ah, I see. So you saw that interview I did with the local news station. Okay, that makes sense. I'll go ahead and explain everything to Joseph then. Wait, what? What are you going to explain to him? I'm just going to tell him what you just told me, that we've cut off all family ties and that you have absolutely nothing to do with my company. Huh? You don't need to do that. But you just told me that you didn't need to use my third-rate company to impress your fiancé and his family. If that's true, I don't see what the problem would be with me telling him as much. It's not really a problem. It's just he's super busy right now. I mean, my God, Kate, today is our wedding. Are you really going to bother Joseph with that nonsense on the day of our wedding? Do you have no common decency? Common decency? I don't want to hear anything about decency from you, Misty. Do I need to remind you that you stole most of Mom's money while she was lying on her deathbed and ran away? Oh, come on, are you still going on about that? I told you I was saving you all a bunch of time and trouble. And it's not like she was going to use it herself while she was literally laying there dying in the hospital. So yeah, going back to common decency, that quip right there at the end was all the proof I need to show that you have none. Leave me alone, Kate. I don't want to talk to you anymore. The feeling is mutual.
Misty, are you there? We need to talk. A few minutes ago, your sister sent the same message to a bunch of my family members. She had quite a story to tell. Is any of that true?
That little brat. I can't believe she would do this to me. She's lying, Joseph. None of it is true. She's just bullying me.
Wow. So your family really hasn't given up on their harassment campaign against you, huh? I mean, you told me they hated you, but I can't imagine how much they've had to hate you to try and interfere with your wedding.
I know, right? They're awful. Every single person in that family is the worst. Why did I have to be born into such a terrible family? I don't deserve to be treated like this. Can you do something about them, Joseph? Like, can you get your lawyers to sue them for slander?
I suppose it might be possible. But first, there's something I need to ask you. Your sister told us a crazy story about how you stole a bunch of money from your mom while she was on her deathbed and skipped town.
She told you that? Oh, that is a complete lie. I'll tell you what really happened. You see, Kate had been scheming for some time to try and keep me from getting any of Mom's inheritance when she died. I only realized that on the day Mom died, so I had no other choice. It was either act then or lose everything. I felt terrible about it, but I only did what I had to do to protect myself. Didn't I tell you about that this morning?
Yeah, you did. You had never mentioned that to me before, so I was really shocked. I got so angry that I went and shot off a bunch of texts to your sister about it. That leaves me with another question. If all that was true, why did you offer to broker a deal between your sister's company and mine?
Huh?
Why would you want to help out the sister who hates you so much? I've been wondering about that since this morning, actually. If your family unceremoniously disowned you and has been harassing you ever since, why would you want to do something so profitable for them?
Is that what I said? I don't remember that at all. Nah, me and Kate have always been besties. Sure, the rest of my family may have turned their backs on me, but Kate has always been super supportive of me.
Then why didn't she come to the wedding?
I'll bet she just has a stomachache or something.
Misty, don't you think this has gone far enough? How big of an idiot do you think I am?
What do you mean?
Sure, I can be impulsive at times and jump into things without too much thought. I tend to be more of a big picture type of guy who doesn't sweat the minor details. That's common for guys running massive operations like me. But I'm not stupid enough to believe the lies you're trying to sell me right now.
Joseph, you mean you don't trust me? You think I'm lying to you?
I want to trust you, Misty. I do. But when I look at this whole situation objectively, the only rational conclusion I can come to is that you're lying. And this isn't just me. My whole family feels the same way.
Joseph, what are you saying?
I'm saying that I think it's best if we put this wedding on hold for now. I don't want to believe that you're the type of person who would steal from her own dying mother. But I'm afraid I can't say I do until I find out exactly what the truth is.
Well, wait, Joseph, you can't be serious. How could you possibly believe them? You know I'm not the kind of person who'd do that.
I told you, Misty. The whole family's on the same page. Given everything we know, the only conclusion that we can make at this point is that you're lying. And that was before you tried to do the complete rewrite of the story you told me about your sister.
But all you have is her word against mine. Are you really gonna break off our engagement over what she told you? After all we've been through together?
It's not just her word against yours. She has receipts.
What? What evidence?
The text conversation you two had on the night your mother died. I'm shocked, Misty. Utterly shocked. What you did is one of the worst things you could possibly do to your mother.
God damn it, she showed you the texts. Why didn't you say so sooner?
I wanted to give you a chance to come clean, but you failed. It's over, Misty. I wish things could have worked out between us. I really enjoyed all the time that we shared together. I was looking forward to spending the rest of my life with you, building a family with you.
But we still can, Joseph. Can't we? Somehow?
You know what? I still love you, Misty. I need you in my life. My family will never accept our relationship now. We'll just have to run away together. We can get eloped and move far away where they'll never find us.
Huh?
It's the only way for us to be together. What do you say, Misty? Do you want to embark on the biggest adventure of our lives?
But, Joseph, what about your company? You're going to be CEO someday, right? What's going to happen with all of that if we run away together?
I don't care about any of that. All I need is you. A CEO doesn't really do that much anyway. Anyone can be a CEO. I would give up that monotonous life in a heartbeat if it meant being together with the woman I love.
Joseph, are you serious about this?
You bet I am. Nothing that happened in your past matters to me. I love the person you are today. Come on, Misty. Let's ditch this stuffy wedding chapel. Go home, pack our bags, and buy the first bus tickets out of town.
I'm so very moved that you would say that to me, but I'm gonna have to turn you down. Sorry.
What? What do you mean, Misty? Don't you want to marry me? Isn't that what you want?
Well, yeah, I do want to marry you, but running away, that's a bit too much for me. I like this city. There's so much to do around here, so many great places to shop. I don't want to leave that behind.
Oh, all right then. We'll stay in town. I'll tell my parents I'm quitting the company and we can start a new life together right here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of that either. I'd be too concerned about my future to marry a man who's unemployed. You understand, right?
Misty, don't tell me. Did you only want to marry me because of my wealth and status?
No, that's not it at all. All I'm saying is, well, let's find a way to do this where you don't have to quit your company, okay? I love you so much, Joseph, and I'd love you a lot more if you became the CEO of your family's gigantic multinational corporation. What's so funny?
You were actually taking me seriously just now? I can't believe you.
Wait, Joseph, what's going on?
I knew all along you were only after my money and would tell whatever lie you had to in order to get your hands on it. I wanted to see how low you would go is all.
You were tricking me?
Yeah, and you took the bait. Hook, line, and sinker. I don't need a gold digger like you in my life. Screw you, Misty. We're through.
No, Joseph, wait, come on. This isn't fair. I hope you're happy with yourself, Kate. My whole life is in shambles now, thanks to you. I was about to be the pampered wife of the most eligible bachelor in this entire city. It's no one's fault but your own. How is it my fault when you were the one who came around injecting yourself into my personal matters? You were the one who was name-dropping my company while you were lying to impress your prospective in-laws. It's not like I wanted to get involved in your wedding. You dragged me into it. Speaking of your wedding, I presume it's going to be called off? Yeah, thanks to you. My wedding is canceled. My fiancé broke up with me, and every single plan I had for the future is up in smoke, and it's all your fault. What am I going to do now, huh? I don't know about you, but I'm going to sit back and enjoy the show. I heard you're up to your eyeballs in debt, too. Hey, how did you know that? Because I know you better than you know yourself. You wasted all of Mom's money away on booze and gambling, and now you're taking out loans to pay back the loans you took out to pay back more loans. None of that is true. Is that so? Then why did you have to use my company to try and climb the social ladder? No reason. I just needed to name drop some company and thought yours would be as good as any other. Uh-huh, right. Well, then I'll tell you what, I'm in a generous mood. If you give me an honest apology right now, I'll lend you some money. Really? Apologize for robbing Mom while she was on her deathbed, using my company's name to marry a rich guy, and all the other atrocious things you've done. If you can give me a convincing enough apology, then sure, I'll throw you a bone." I thought so. Well, then I tried to offer you a chance to face up to what you've done and start to redeem yourself. But I guess you're not interested. Okay, I'm sorry. For what? Be specific. I'm sorry for taking Mom's money when she was dying. I'm sorry for name-dropping your company to impress Joseph's family. I'm sorry for lying to Joseph about the circumstances behind me running away from home. I'm sorry for all of that. Please, forgive me. I'll do whatever I can to make things right with you and the family. I don't know. Is that how you really feel? You really want to make things right with me and the rest of the family? Yes, I mean it. So please forgive me, and please lend me some money. All right, I'll spot you $10,000. Really? Wow, that would really help me out. Thank you so much. So you can go ahead and pay me back the amount you took from Mom minus that $10,000. Wait, huh? Oh, and another thing. I know you're probably going to be on the hook for paying the cancellation fees for the wedding today, but I'm afraid you'll have to do something about that yourself. Hey, hang on. What are you doing? You said you were sorry for what you did, right? And that you want to do whatever it takes to make things right with us? If that's true, then the first thing you'll need to do is repay us for the money that you stole from Mom on the night she died. I promised I'd loan you $10,000, so you can leave that amount out for now. But don't forget that it's just a loan, so you will be paying me back for that $10,000 eventually. I don't believe this! First Joseph lied to me about wanting to run away with me. Now you're lying to me about loaning me money? I haven't told you any lies. Well, okay, maybe you're right about that, but I still don't agree to those terms. Oh, okay, then you can forget about me loaning you the $10,000. I'll still be coming after you for the money you stole from Mom, though. If you'd like, I can have my lawyers take you to court and make it official. That's not fair, though. Mom was going to give me some money, right? So I would have been entitled to at least part of what I took. I know that you'd like to think that, but sadly, you're wrong. Mom took you out of her will. No! Yes, and just like all the other disasters that have come your way lately, that's your fault too. It's true that Mom was going to give you half of her estate like normal. However, that was before you betrayed her on the night she died. When she found out that you had stolen her money and ran off, she immediately called her lawyer to get her will altered. What? You mean she was on her deathbed, but she still had the presence of mind to call her lawyer? Have you ever seen someone die, Misty? It's not like it looks in movies. People can drift in and out of consciousness, and some people even have moments of incredible clarity right before the end. So, no, you had no right to receive any of the money you took. You know what that makes you? A thief. I had no idea. And you kept all of that a secret from me for 5 whole years? You told us you were sick and tired of dealing with us backwater hicks and said you were never coming home. I didn't even know where to find you. What good would it do me to tell you about what happened with Mom's will? Okay, so I messed up big time. I realize that, and I'm really, really sorry. So I'm begging you, Kate, won't you please help me out? Despite everything that's happened, you're still my sister, right? Sister? I have no sister. After that, the wedding was officially called off. Joseph's family sued her for the full cost of the wedding, as well as their transportation and lodging costs. Meanwhile, my family sued her for the money that she stole from Mom. As a result, Misty fell even deeper into debt than she already was. She took out a loan for the full amount of both lawsuits and paid us in one lump sum. For whatever reason, she even included the $10,000 that I told her I'd give her a break on. Oh well, this still doesn't mean I'm going to forgive her. I have no interest in ever rekindling our sibling relationship. Left penniless and alone, Misty's first thought was to try and beg her former fiancé Joseph for forgiveness and ask for his help. However, it seems like he won't be getting over the embarrassment she caused him with her lies anytime soon. He kicked her right back onto the curb, and I haven't heard anything from her since. Trisha, is it true that Dad's not doing very well right now? I got a call about it already from the hospital, but have you gone to the hospital yet yourself to be with him?
Huh? What does the high school dropout want with me now?
Why are you even talking about me being a high school dropout right now? Answer me! Is Dad doing okay right now or not? I want to know if I need to take the rest of the day off to come see you guys now or not.
You have never contacted me like this before. So it must mean you only care about how Dad's doing instead of how I'm doing. You really are a waste. But this is what to expect from those too stupid to graduate from high school?
Stop talking about that right now. I want to talk to you about Dad because I'm worried about his condition. I would like to come to the hospital to see him, but would it be okay for me to be there right now, or should I wait until later today?
What do you plan to do by coming? If you're trying to get him to give you something in his will, know that you're never getting a penny.
Huh? You think this is about his money? I don't need his money. If anything, I'd feel bad getting anything from him right now due to his financial state.
You're only talking to me now because our CEO Dad is on his deathbed and his money and properties are all that interest you, right? And I'm sure you just want to see how much you'll be getting.
I told you that I have no intentions of asking him about any of his money. This isn't about what's in his will, but about wanting to know how Dad's doing. If this is going to be it for him, I'd really like to be there to comfort him and show that I love him.
Well, if this is going to be it for him, his death will have nothing to do with you. You're just a high school dropout and a failure. I'm sure even he doesn't want you around because he knows what you're really after.
Are you even listening to me right now?
There's nothing a waste of space like you is getting from Dad. I'll be handling everything for Dad after he's passed, so you don't have to bother us. Just stay away and I'll let you know when he's gone.
Then you must mean this is his last time with us. I have the right to be there with him to say goodbye and that I love him. Tell me what hospital he's at and I'll start leaving now.
I know you just want to come and ask for all his things. So you can just wait till after he's dead and hear about it from his lawyer, okay?
What? Why do you keep talking like that?
I'm worried that with how weak he is right now, you'll come in here and force him to change his will, giving you everything. Now, until I message you, you're not allowed to come to the hospital.
You're being a jerk, Trisha. I don't want anything to do with his money or with his will. Can you please listen to what I'm saying to you?
You came just as he died, didn't you? You almost did it to me there, Annalise.
I wasn't going to do anything wrong, Trisha. I was talking to everyone at the hospital and they told me you never came to see him. And they said that he was alone this whole time with nobody but the nurses and doctors around him. Why the hell would you do that to him?
I was busy myself, so I couldn't make it in. I have been trying to plan out how to use all of Dad's money, so I've been busy with all of that.
What? How to use up all of Dad's money? What the hell, Trisha? You have to be joking right now, right?
I'm not joking at all, actually. I'm aware now that you don't want anything from his will, right? And Dad had a massive company under him that was making bank. So, I plan to take over the company and make bank myself. And I'm not giving you a single thing. I've been waiting a long time for this, and I'm oh so happy now.
Ugh, what are you talking about? Seriously, Trisha? Do you think you can calm down just a little?
I heard that you plan on coming to his funeral later, but it's too late now for you to do anything about me. Our mom and dad divorced a long time ago, and I plan to make sure that her and your uneducated butt vanish from my sight forever. So don't get in my way anymore.
Trisha, do you have any desire to listen to me anymore?
Right. I'd also like you to stop thinking of me as your sister from now on. Once I have everything from Dad, I'm going to be cutting ties with you.
Are you kidding? Is there really a good reason for doing that?
I know that you and Mom will be trying to get my money from me, so I need to get rid of you both now so that I don't end up having to deal with that annoying crap. It's not like us never talking again will change much of anything anyway. But anyway, just know that coming to Dad's funeral won't change a thing for you.
But I'm still going. That'll be my final chance to show Dad just how much I loved him. And Trisha, you really need to get your head straight and listen to what I'm telling you. If you don't, you are going to regret a lot of things afterwards. I've had enough. Are you not freaking embarrassed after doing that?
What about you? Aren't you pretty dang embarrassed now?
I get that you always enjoy talking bad about me, but throwing a bucket of water onto my head and then asking me to leave is going too freaking far. That right there was the most idiotic thing I have ever seen you do.
How so? I just did what I needed to do. I am going to be receiving Dad's company, and you're not meant to be around here.
You're getting his company? You don't have the knowledge nor skills to be taking a company under your own management.
Huh? I'm not going to take that from a brainless high school dropout.
Well, you haven't worked a full-time job in your life for more than a week, so what would you know? Trisha, do you really think you could handle a job like that?
I'm really not the kind of person you should be trying to talk bad about. Anyway, what I've been trying to say is that you're getting nothing from Dad, you uneducated waste. So go away! And I shouldn't have to say this, but make sure you don't take anything from his will.
I knew that you only cared about his money and company. You always said that I was the one going after his stuff just to take the spotlight off yourself. I wish you would have never done all of this.
Can you get lost and never come back to Dad's funeral for me? I will be getting all of Dad's properties and money, so tell the lawyer that you can't accept any of it.
Then I will do just that.
Thank God.
I'll do just as you've said and leave everything to you. But you'd better not cry to me later, okay? I really think you should rethink all of this before I tell the lawyer. Because after this, I'll become just like you and never listen to a thing you say.
Is that so? Thanks for the warning, but I'm okay. You're annoying me now, so please go away. And that means for the rest of our lives.
For the rest of our lives? Okay. But it'll be you regretting the fact that you never listened to me.
Hey, Annalise? Something strange has started happening here.
What strange things are you talking about? And hold up, didn't we say we'd never talk to one another again?
The money from Dad has still not come to me yet.
Huh? His money?
That's strange, right? It's been close to a week now since he passed away, so I should have the money by now, right? What is that stupid lawyer doing right now? Though Will said there should be a lot of money coming to me, and I've been told a lot of crap about his company as well now. It's becoming a real pain in my butt having to deal with all of this. Why do I have to do all this stuff for the company?
Did you happen to read everything in those documents from Dad?
Huh? Why are you asking me a question like that?
Well, if you happened to read through everything in Dad's will and all the other documents, you might understand your situation a whole lot better. You get that, right? Dad's company was in a terrible financial situation and he ended up never being able to pay off the loans that the company took out.
What?
What? So the money that he had left in that will was all used to pay off his final debts.
What are you talking about? He failed to pay off some loans? Huh?
If you just took a look at those documents, you'd know. Well, I'm sure the vocabulary is a bit too high level for you, but you have always been bad with economics and financing.
Hold on a minute. This is a joke, right? There were financial liabilities within Dad's company, and they were costing how much? Hundreds of thousands. I have no idea what this is all saying. There's no way his company had this bad of a financial problem. I never asked how to take on all his debts now. You take all these debts of his right now. I just wanted his money.
Excuse me? You can't force me to take all of his debts now, Trisha. I told you that I explained to the lawyer that I would not be taking anything from Dad, so this has nothing to do with me.
Huh? So you're saying that the lawyer got you a free pass?
Well, of course. You said that you'd be taking everything from Dad, so I made that clear to his lawyer. And because of that, even Dad's debt has been moved into your hands.
What? Then what am I going to do? Are you really not going to take all of this debt off my hands?
Do I have a reason to?
You can't just leave me alone to pay it all off.
All the money he had has gone into those debts, and so the only thing left was the remainder, which is now in your name. But it's not like you couldn't have noticed that before he passed, right? However, you never bothered to read anything of his, and now you're the one that'll have to carry that debt.
Well, I never had time to look things over. If I would have, then I would never have taken any of this from him.
The lawyer told me that he had sat down with you, though, and explained that before.
Well, I'm going to do the same thing as you now and tell him I don't want anything. That'll get his debt off my hands, right? That sounds like a good idea to me, but what do you think? How should I go about telling the lawyer I don't want the debt?
It's a bit late now.
Huh? Why is it late now?
Why? Because you signed the document saying you'd take what was left by Dad. And so you can't go back on those documents now because it's all legally been transferred to you. I mean, you're the CEO of that company now, right?
That's correct, but I can't handle all this debt.
Well, I don't care whether you can handle it or not. I think you should be able to handle this on your own from now on and figure something out. It's your company after all now.
What should I be doing, though?
You're pissing me off. Why are you asking me all these questions now? You already cut ties with me, right? So why are you back with all of your problems asking for my insight?
Well, I didn't expect this to happen. Why do I have to be the one to take all of Dad's debt? I just wanted his money and nothing else.
Really? Do you know what you're even saying? Because I don't. You were the one that signed to have all of Dad's things go to you. And that just happened to include his debt as well.
Well, I didn't want to get his debt. I was only after his money this whole time. Why do I have to end up with less money than before now? This isn't an inheritance from him. This is just straight up debt. Don't tell me that you already knew about all of this and that's why you said you'd not take anything.
Well, I might have.
What? So you did know about all of this and still didn't warn me?
I was about to tell you about all of this, but you never chose to listen to me, so I didn't want to waste any more of my own time. Trisha, you have never listened to me when I warned you about things in the past, right?
What is with that tone?
I can use whatever tone I want with you now that you're a complete stranger to me. And you also poured water all over my head and kicked me out of my dad's funeral. And that was my last chance to say goodbye to the dad that I loved. Did you even see how shocked Mom was when you did that?
I don't care about her. That stupid old hag has nothing to do with me.
Well, say whatever you'd like about us. I'm sure you just happened to get that idea of Mom from Dad anyway. I have nothing else to say now. But know that I will never forgive you for what happened today. So even if you're in trouble now, there's nothing I'm willing to do for you.
But the fact that the only thing I got from Dad was his debt, if you would have told me that one thing, I would have been able to avoid all of this. Why couldn't you have done that one thing for me? Help me, you dog!
Help you? Why do you want my help, Trisha? You were the one that took over Dad's company, and so it's up to you now on how you want to handle all of that. I feel so bad for Dad. You were never even around for him when he was dying on the cold hospital bed.
I told you I was busy.
All you did from the time between leaving our house and today was go to a very expensive school using all of Dad's money, and then after that worked a crappy job at a grocery store, not even using your degree for anything, and even then used more of Dad's money to go out and play because you never worked long enough to make anything. Do you really think Dad ever wanted to give you anything in his will when you already used enough of his money? Well, I guess he did give you something at least, and that's all the debt that resides within his company now that you're the new CEO. Sucks to be you, Trisha.
I'm not going to let a high school dropout get away with saying that to me.
You really can't think of any other reasons to pick on me? Crazy, considering that after the divorce, I went with Mom to France and studied in an international school there. And Mom was there working as a manager for her own business, which she's been doing great at. And she's even said that I can have her business when she's passed away.
Huh? She has a company and you've been around her during that.
She's been doing a lot better with her company than Dad was. You had always talked bad about me for not graduating from high school and always called Mom stupid, but look at us compared to yourself. You're the only one facing hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. Thank you so much for calling me brainless while spilling all that water over me. I never want to see or hear from you again, okay? You childish idiot of an adult. After that, Annalise went on her way, making sure to have nothing to do with Trisha ever again. And Trisha was left dealing with all her dad's debt while facing a terrifying reality. Trisha tried to run to her mom and Annalise asking for help while bawling her eyes out, but the amount of money she needed to pay was way too substantial. And so her mom could do nothing for her. And so, in the end, she lost the company as it went into bankruptcy and had to start a new life being homeless. But even with the bank taking the company away from her, as well as her house and car, it wasn't enough to cover all the debt. And so even now she's left having to find a way of paying that off. Of course, there's nothing left for the bank to take from her since she's pretty much only got the clothes on her back. So she'll just have to pay the remainder off anytime she makes any sort of money. Trisha really tried her hardest to mess around and keep Annalise away from her dad's money. But in reality, there was never any money to her dad's name. And now she'll be regretting her actions for the rest of her life. This is really a great case of getting what one is asked for, and what she got was a life of debt and sadness.
Tomorrow you're going to have to introduce yourself. Are you a bit worried about having to do that?
Yes, having to go introduce myself to your family is definitely getting my heart rate up. This will be my first time ever talking with either of your parents, and it will all be face to face. But my parents are really looking forward to this event when it happens.
I sort of feel bad for having your parents come all the way out here to come and see my family.
Well, I'm their only daughter who is about to get married and join a new family, so of course they'd want to be with me to see your family.
But aren't the two of them busy with work and things like that back home?
I'm sure that they have a lot going on right now, but they can hand that work off to others while they're gone. But anyway, they both really love you a lot, and so they're looking forward to taking the time off of work to come see you. I really hope that both my parents and yours will become close with one another.
Well, about that, Ellen, I have a feeling that my dad will say some pretty rude things about your family.
What? What do you mean he'll say some rude things about my family?
I haven't really told you about this directly yet, but my dad is the owner of a 5-star hotel, okay?
You did tell me that he has a lot of relations with a lot of hotels across the U.S., but you never mentioned that he owned a 5-star hotel himself. Is he the owner of the hotel that we're all meeting at tomorrow?
That would be his hotel. But because of his position, he tends to think that he is in a place to look down on others depending on the kind of work they do. He's a very well-off man, my dad. I really hope for him not to say anything rude to any of you guys tomorrow, but...
You don't have to be worried about any of that, Grayson. I think all of our parents, just knowing that you and I make each other very happy and want to become married, should help them all become close to each other. And both my parents and I aren't really worried about what kind of things your dad will have to say about us.
And I'm really thankful that you'd say that, but I'm still a bit worried about him. If nothing major happens, that would be great.
You're getting too worked up over this. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, and so is my family.
I was given your phone number by Grayson. This would be his father, Michael.
So you're Grayson's dad, then? Well, it's so nice to finally have a chance to talk with you. I'm Ellen. I'm really looking forward to meeting both you and your wife tomorrow when we all go out to eat together.
I'm going to be quick about asking this, but are you after my son's money?
Excuse me? I would never be after anything of Grayson's besides his love.
What makes you think I'm going to believe that from you? I'm sure by now you are aware that I own a very high-class hotel, where we'll all be meeting tomorrow, correct?
I've never really been interested in anything Grayson's family has, like money and properties. And I only learned about you owning such a nice hotel earlier today from him. So that should be enough for you to believe that I'm not after any of your guys' money in this marriage.
I wonder about that, Ellen.
What do you mean?
I'm sure that you looked into all sorts of things regarding my son before you went and stole his heart. But to me, seeing a man as elite as my son wanting to marry some plain Jane is all too suspicious to me. Tell me, Ellen, what does your family do for a living? Are they on the same level as my family?
My parents are both very well-known organic farmers.
What? They're farmers?
Yes. They're both well-known for running a farm that doesn't use anything like pesticides or herbicides and wants to remain completely organic. And as of right now, the produce they both grow is harvested and shipped all over the country to be used in restaurants and hotels.
I cannot believe what I'm hearing. To think that my elite son would ever want to marry someone whose parents are both farmers is just disgusting to me. Aren't farmers all supposed to be part of the lowest level of the society?
What? What do you mean by that?
Right now, the chances of tomorrow's meeting between my wife and I and your family being canceled are very high. There is no way I'm going to allow a couple of dirty farmers to sit at a dinner table across from my family. Why did my son never explain any of this to me sooner? About how you're the child of a couple of worthless farmers. All of you must love to roll around in the mud like pigs.
Could you just calm down for one moment? What you're saying about my family is very rude, as well as clearly discriminating. Would you please take all of that back right now?
Why would I ever want to take back what I've said about you all? Everything I've said is true. But what does it matter now? Tomorrow I'll make my feelings toward you all very well known in front of your family. You will all understand after tomorrow just the kind of man I am and the position that I hold about you.
Michael, if you do anything that is either rude or embarrassing in front of my family, I will not forgive you. And from there, you will begin to regret ever doing anything so rash. Now, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's gathering with everyone.
Did that help you understand my feelings? You all look great with all those rotten vegetables all thrown over top of you. Did you really think you could come into my hotel and eat the same beautiful and delicious meal as the rest of my family?
So you threw all those rotten vegetables on my parents and I just because I said those two were farmers? This is beyond saddening for both my parents and I. I can't even believe that you'd waste decent produce doing something like that. And the fact that you'd go as far as to throw them all over us when we're in our nice clothes, it's ridiculous, Michael.
Shut up, Ellen. I want you to stop talking to me like that and get back in line. Did any of you really think that I'd let my son marry the child of two disgusting pigs?
So you're going to keep going off about how my family and I aren't good enough for you and your family? Well, this will be unfortunate news for you, but you're finished.
I'm finished with? The only thing that's finished with today is a relationship you have with my son. I will not be allowing you anywhere near him again, and you can kiss whatever hopes you had of marrying him goodbye. I'm laughing, thinking about a scenario where I'd let my son marry a farmer girl. All you guys are good for is getting married to other rotten produce of your kind, so get lost.
Well, you'd better not have any regrets about this then.
You think I'd ever regret watching some filthy pigs get kicked out of my hotel?
Well, if you're not going to regret it, then we'll be on our way. And along with that, I'll do as you've said and leave your son, even though I love him so much and still hold his engagement ring. But know this. The moment my family walks away from here, you will begin to understand just how royally you screwed up today.
What was that? I'll see how royally I screwed up? You think that me getting some pigs out of my life that only wanted my family's money was wrong of me? There's no way on earth that I'm the one that screwed up. Now, can we stop with all of this needless talk and be on our ways? All you are now is a loser, and I don't have time to listen to you complain about it any longer.
Michael, are you even aware that your hotel's very high-end restaurant is supplied produce by my parents' farm?
What?
Well, now my parents are planning to end the contract that your hotel and them created. After how incredibly rude you were to all of us today, my parents have no choice but to stop doing business with you. And you will never be able to obtain the kind of high-quality produce that my family produces again.
What the hell are you talking about? You're telling me that your parents are the ones that supply my hotel with produce?
Well, when it comes to that high-end restaurant of yours, the only reason it's considered high-end is because it's well known that they're using our produce. The kind of produce that is 100% organic with zero chemicals introduced to them. Did you forget that the dishes that are made in your restaurant are so popular? Don't tell me that you've never talked with whoever you've put in charge of the restaurant about how important our produce is to him. Well, at this point, there's no point in going to speak with him because you're finished. Your restaurant will no longer be able to use our produce. I wish you luck finding another farm like ours that'll have the same level of quality as us to buy produce from.
Excuse me? I never heard anything about how your family is the one supplying my restaurant. I'll go have a word with my man in charge soon to see if you're telling the truth. But do you really stand by saying that your family has been the one selling produce to my restaurant? Why would you have never said that to me before?
We didn't have the time to tell you today because the moment we moved to sit at the table, you were having rotten vegetables thrown at us. Anyway, I'm sure that things will become a bit more difficult for you here soon, but best of luck.
Difficult for me? Why am I going to be the one living in a more difficult situation?
Well, because my parents are planning to spread the news about what you've done today to other farmers in the area. And that might lead to finding another farmer to supply your restaurant becoming near impossible. And even if you are to find another family to work with, they're most likely not going to have the same quality of produce as my family has. No matter how you try and fix things, this is going to lead to your hotel taking a massive blow to its reputation.
What? Are you sure? I'm not going to let something like that happen. If you're right about being the one supplying my hotel, it won't even matter to me anyway. All you farmers are poor. And so I'll find someone else who would be glad to accept my money and make produce to my restaurant's liking.
Well then, starting today, we will no longer be sending anything else to your hotel. Good luck from now on, you gross owner of a soon-to-be one-star hotel.
Excuse me, Ellen. Would you be kind enough to get your parents and bring them back out here to come meet with me? I'm very sorry about what happened a few days ago. I'd like for them to come and see me in person so that I may apologize for all of that.
They will not be coming out to see you again.
Why won't they? I'm asking you for this favor directly. Can you please at least listen to what I have to say about what's been happening?
I don't want to hear anything about what troubles you have now, and neither do my parents. No matter how many times you try to call and text me, nothing will change.
But I'm the owner of a 5-star hotel, gosh dang it.
And so what, Michael? At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if your title as a 5-star hotel owner changes soon. Right now, all that's happened at your hotel has become a hot topic on the news and online.
Shut up. Something like this was never supposed to happen to me and my hotel.
It's funny how after my family stopped sending your restaurant the produce it needed, you made a deal with another farmer and then faked, claiming that all his produce was organic. And following that claim, you had customers complaining about the flavor of them, and soon an investigation and checkup were done at the restaurant, where the officials found you were lying and shut the place down, right? And since this was all happening at a 5-star hotel with that high-end restaurant, the news spread like wildfire.
Why are you laughing about all this? Right now, my family and I are in a very tough spot. Everyone has begun to lose faith in my hotel and restaurant, and it's led to a snowball of problems that are all taking me down with them. This isn't just about that restaurant, as this has all begun to affect the whole hotel as of now. Even just today, I've had over half of my guests call and cancel their reservations for the place. If things continue as they have been these past few days, my hotel will go under. Why is this all happening to someone like me?
You're asking that like you have no idea what you've done. I'm telling you right now that this is all due to the way you treated my family.
How about I let you marry my son now? Will that make you happy? Come back here and let him ask you for your hand in marriage again.
Even if he were to ask me that right now without you asking me to go to him, I don't have it in me anymore to become your daughter-in-law. I'm not willing to join a family that thinks it's even near okay to waste food like you all did a few days ago.
But you can't be serious about throwing away your chances with my family that easily, right?
By the way, after what had happened at your hotel that day, your son came to us a little bit later and got on his hands and knees to apologize to all of us.
What? Why?
Because he felt sorry for what you and your wife did and wanted to fix things between us, which we did.
Huh?
But the one thing I asked from him in making things right between us again is that he cut ties with you. So I think that you'll never be seeing either one of us ever again, Michael.
That brat went ahead and did all of that behind my back without my permission? I never said that was okay.
Can you tell me why our relationship needs your permission to happen? At first, the both of us knew that you'd be a handful when we had my parents come to town to see you all, but after what you'd done, you changed things for us. We were never going to ask your permission in the first place, but now, instead of us just waiting for you to cool down a bit before our marriage, we're going to be cutting ties with you. And not just your son and I, but my parents as well plan to do the same.
Please do not say things like that about me. If things aren't done about this whole situation soon, my hotel is seriously going to be at risk of going under. Can you please give me some kind of chance to bring my hotel and restaurant back from near death? If we don't take any action now, it'll be the end for my family and I.
What? I have no idea what you're going on about right now, old man.
Huh?
Whatever you're going on about right now seems to only be centered around you, and it's absolutely annoying. All of that has nothing to do with anything regarding me or your own son, Michael. Anyway, there's no talking your way out of the mess you've made, so just deal with it. If you really want to find a way to save that hotel from falling into ruin, then maybe it's time you quit your job as the owner and let someone competent take it over.
You think I'd leave my position as the owner of this hotel? I'm the one that built this place from the bottom up.
And I am well aware of that. But it's because of the childish attitude you had towards my family that things ended up this way, right? Maybe, had you been a bit more level-headed about things, there wouldn't be this whole mess surrounding your company. I think it's really time that you think about handing that hotel off to a new owner and retire.
But if I hand this place off, then I'll no longer be able to call myself the owner. I am not going to allow something like that to happen. And none of this is my fault because you are the ones that stopped sending me any of your produce.
I told you that we were going to be canceling the contract. I don't care that you don't like what happened or that you didn't approve of it. This all has nothing to do with me now, so you go and fix all this on your own. I think your safest bet right now is to hand the ownership of that hotel over to your son, and then leave us alone for the rest of your life. That should be enough to satisfy all parties involved in this. Like your loyal customers and those that hold shares in the hotel.
That's a good point. I can just hand the hotel and restaurant over to my son to own. Then, people will no longer associate the place with me and everything will go back to normal. I think that would be a great idea. And even though the hotel will technically be owned by my son, I'll be behind the scenes still running things as usual without anyone having to know. That way, I won't have to worry about my son messing anything up with the hotel and its complex structuring.
What are you talking about? The only one that's messed things up so far has been you.
Excuse me?
I'm not sure how many more times I'll have to say this, but Grayson has cut ties with you. And as for my family and their business, they have no plans of working together with you anymore, and never will again. And if you continue to try and be involved with all of us, I'm not going to marry your son. Are you still not aware that we all want you to get lost? To everyone at the hotel and to everyone in this family, all you are is in the way.
I never thought I'd be getting told that by someone like you. You were really going to regret all of this. If you do not help me out of this, I'll make you suffer alongside with me.
The only one that's regretting anything right now is you yourself. And you coming to beg for my and my family's help now is never going to work out for you. You are the one that led your hotel to its downfall, and you're going to have to find a way to save it now. You tightened that knot around your neck yourself, and now all you can do is either make the jump or untie said knot. So now, you go off and make that choice yourself, without trying to get any of us involved. But from my view, just give that hotel to your son, and then get the hell out of our faces, you useless old man. After everything that had happened, things only became worse for Michael as more problems from his past arose and he was taken into custody because of them. He tried his hardest to run from all the problems he'd created in his past, but there's only so far that you can run from your past, and now he's no longer in the position to be running any sort of hotel. For the next couple of years, Michael will now be serving some time behind bars, and by the time he's out of there, he'll be old enough where he'll lack the energy to come find us again. Grayson was then given the rights to his dad's hotel, and he immediately changed the name of it, as well as the leadership within it, so that it would no longer hold the shame of its past. Soon after the reopening of the new hotel, Grayson and Ellen got married and worked together with the help of her parents to make an even better hotel, where Ellen's parents' produce is the spotlight of it all. And following all of this, there was never any word from Michael ever again, and this was a huge plus for everyone who knew him. The one man that was in the way of everyone was now only a distant memory and would never be coming back to harass anyone ever again.
Are you going to be able to come tomorrow? If so, I'm really looking forward to seeing you again.
I'm still planning on coming tomorrow. I heard you had yourself a really beautiful house built, right? I'm sure that even Faye is really happy about that now, too.
Well, this is what Faye had dreamed of happening, so of course she's happy about all of it. If she wasn't smiling about the new house, then I'd really have no clue what she wants and would probably go crazy trying to figure that out.
Have you already gone and told her that I'll be coming over as well tomorrow?
I let her know once already. I said that you'd be around, even when I have my meeting. But I'll do my best to leave a lot of time open to you when you're around so that we can all talk. We can talk more about all of that later on, as I'd really like to continue talking to you about those things from earlier.
Understood. I'll be coming by myself tomorrow, okay? But I'll make sure that next week I bring everything we talk about up with my leader and we'll discuss things.
Alright, thank you, Gianna. Although, having to be helped by someone like you is a little embarrassing for me.
What are you talking about, Gage? I'm your little sister and want to make sure everything goes well for you, just like you'd do for me if I needed the help. We siblings have to stick together in times like these, right?
Hearing something like that from you really warms my heart. But I still feel as though I should be the one responsible for my company. And now having you around helping me, I need to be more diligent in getting good results.
I'm hoping for that as well for you. But you're my older brother, so you'll be all right. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to seeing you tomorrow and seeing that new house. Gage is having a problem within his company and has gone to resolve the issue. So he won't be back home until after you've already showed up here, okay? That's what I'd heard from him as well. He made sure to tell me before I got into my car. I still plan on being there at the time I told you both yesterday. Is that all right with you still? I heard from him that you're going to be the one to show me around the new house while he's out at the office. But if he's going to be coming home later today, then I can wait for him, or even possibly come over another day if you'd like. What do you want to do? What are you planning to do by coming over to our house? Huh? I heard from him that you're planning on staying the night here and whatnot. But do you think you'll actually be getting anything from us just because we're both well off? Let me tell you right now, if you come into this home and start stealing from us, you're going to be in very deep water. What? Can you slow down for just a minute? Why are you starting to talk about me as though I'd be coming over to steal anything from you two? I have no reason to be stealing from you both, right? I'm just coming over to hang out and talk with the both of you as well as see the new house you both have. Well, think about it, Gianna. You're nothing more than a dirty janitor, right? Excuse me? And all janitors are both lowlifes and moneyless. And now that you've heard that your brother is a CEO, you think you can come over here and take our things? If that's what you're thinking, I'd like you to stand back and rethink your plans. Gage is my husband now, right? He doesn't have the time to take care of moneyless slobs like you anymore. Hold on a second, Faye. I think you have a bit of a misconception of me or something that's making you say all these things. Actually, I don't even know what you're trying to infer about me right now based on all that you've just told me. There we go. You can't even make up a good excuse. You know that I'm right about what I've said about your plan, and now the only thing you can say back to me is that I'm the one with a misconception and that I'm wrong. Well, to start, can you stop looking down on me for being a janitor like that? I'd like to know what's so bad about being a janitor in your eyes. It's due to janitors that the inside and outside of buildings like your husband's are so clean and well kept for everyone working in them. And for the most part, those that work for a cleaning and janitorial company are usually very proud of the work they do and want to do their best. What are you going on about? I feel bad for all you freaks that only have enough brain in you to clean the toilets of complete strangers all day long. The fact that you all are so daft that you can only make money from work like that is just depressing. Your brother ended up being the CEO of a very well-regarded company, yet somehow his little sister had to turn into a crap cleaner. That's so unfortunate for him. When I married him, I never knew he had a tragic little sister like you working a gross job like that. Tragic? That's a bit rude of you to say to me, right? Well, anyway, I'll be arriving at your house here soon, so we can talk more about all of this in person and hopefully clear all of this up. I think you have a misunderstanding of me, so I'd like for that to all go away with a quick explanation from me about who I really am and what my intentions really are. You sad sight! How does it feel to have toilet water thrown all over you like that? If this has taught you anything, then get out of my house and never come back here again. I am appalled. I heard that you were a pretty tough woman when it came to being nice, but for you to actually act out like that towards your own sister-in-law? I only came here today to celebrate my brother moving into a brand new house, but you're telling me that you threw all that toilet water on me just because I'm a janitor? What the hell were you thinking, Faye? I doubt that by asking you that I'll get an answer that I can understand, but I have to ask you at least once. Of course, a lowlife like you would never be able to understand any answer I gave you to that question. Now, to be clear, the reason for all of that was because a lowlife like you thought you could come into this beautiful house of mine. Your beautiful house? That's the house that my brother built, right? So what? Whatever he calls his is also mine, right? I know that you were having a pretty good time splashing all that water onto me and are feeling on top of the world right now, but you're going to regret all of that real soon. Why should I ever regret what I've done to you? I was just protecting my beautiful house from a beggar like you getting in here. You actually think I'd let your lowlife butt in here? I don't care that you're my sister-in-law, Gianna. I had to throw that water on you to keep you from taking any of my money and things. Then I'll be halting my transfer of any more money to you guys. We don't need whatever money you think you have. And actually, what the hell do you mean you've been giving us money? Do you actually think you can do something like that for us? You are aware that my husband runs a very well-off company, right? Well, I'm sure you don't understand the whole picture right now, but I really didn't expect you to be this blind to what's all been going on around you. Huh? What are you talking about right now, Gianna? I'm going to do just as you've asked and head home. But be aware that the money I've been giving your husband to keep his company from becoming a burning mess will stop. Do you really expect me to believe that you've been giving my husband money to keep his company afloat? I'm going to let him know right now that you've gone home. And please, never come around my beautiful house ever again. I don't have time to cater to scum like you. Understood. I wish you good luck after this. What do you want with me now? Things have changed. Do you think you can start heading back to my house? No. Why the hell would I come back there? What makes you think asking me a stupid question like that after what you've done would be such a good idea, And what do you mean things have changed for you? Before, I didn't believe a word you'd said about the current state of things regarding you and my husband. But when I told him that you'd gone home already, he was furious. He kept saying I really screwed him over big time. He's on his way home right now in a panic, and I want to know what I should do about him. Why are you asking me what you should do right now about him? Why the hell is Gage freaking out so much right now? To tell you the truth, I am the owner of a cleaning services company, and for a while now I'd been working with my brother to support his company with funding. I'm assuming that he's really worried about all of that right now. Huh? You're the CEO of a cleaning services company? I sure am. I see that you had been confusing me for just being a simple janitor this whole time, but I'm not the one cleaning and doing all that work. Rather, I'm the one running the company that employs people to do that work. And as for my brother's company, it's been on the brink of collapsing for a bit now, and I'd been planning on helping keep him afloat. And as for me coming over today, the reason was for me to talk with him about what to do next regarding the money I'd been handing him and his company. Of course, I was also coming over to celebrate you both moving into that new house, but the main reason was to talk business. No, there's no way that should be true. You're supposed to be some low-level janitor, Gianna. Your brother even told me that you work for a cleaning services company. And that's not wrong. The only difference is that I don't just work for the company, but run it as well as the company's CEO. How many more times do I have to repeat that to you for you to understand me? I get that a long time ago I had been working as a janitor and all, but that was just to learn about the field I'm working in and to understand how to run a company like this one. Is that so? I never heard a thing about any of that. So you're telling me that all of this was just a misunderstanding between us? No matter how you try and think about it, you did misunderstand me. But you having had little idea about who I actually am has nothing to do with me now. Because as of now, I can see that you're totally okay with throwing toilet water all over me because you thought I was a janitor. Well, that was just because I had a misconception of you, a simple misunderstanding. Normally, I'd never actually do anything as rude as that to anyone. You could even call that a joke of sorts. I just assumed you were coming to steal things from us and that since you were supposedly a janitor, the whole splashing toilet water over you would be a good form of defense. I think a person like you won't have much more of a future anymore where you're still married to my brother now. Huh? What does that mean? I'm saying that after this, I don't think you and him are going to have a successful future together. I doubt he's the kind of guy to allow a witch like you to be by his side. Actually, I know a guy like him won't allow that. I don't really get what you're talking about, but I'm saying that now that my brother and I have a good idea of the person you truly are, we're no longer going to want to have anything to do with you. And really, I don't even have the will to help him with his company any longer, so I'll make sure to let him know that here. Hold on a sec, Gianna. You're joking about actually telling him what happened between us, right? He's already furious with me about sending you home, but if you go telling him about the reason for that, he'll explode and take me down with him. And none of that is anything I'm worried about at the moment. Gianna, let's take a moment to let the air cool between us and talk this over again, okay? How about we both just forget about everything that happened earlier? I'm calm right now, Faye, and the air has remained a very comfortable temperature for me so far. And unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to forget what you just did to me. You literally threw a bucket of toilet water in my face when I walked through the door and started laughing at me when you saw my face. Only those with the most twisted of souls would ever do that to another person over them having a job as a janitor. You really want me to forget that? Think about it. There's really no way to forget any of that. I told you that you're wrong about that. Please listen to what I've been trying to tell you. I really had no clue that you were such an amazing person before I did all of that to you. I just had the idea that you were some failure that's had to live life working as a scummy janitor was all. What I did to you back then was all due to the thought that you were nothing more than a lowlife. Oh God, you think that I'm going to follow your reasoning for all of that? What you're telling me is that you really do hate those that you deem to be lowlives, including janitors. Huh? That's not what I meant by that. Well, with that kind of thinking, you've basically just told me that you hate everyone that works for me in my company, and that they're all scum and have no money. You wouldn't want me telling all of them that now, would you? I'm really confused right now. What the hell are you thinking, talking about people that you know nothing about like that? I'm sorry. I didn't think that you and my brother would be getting this upset with me over what I said. It's just, When most people think of a janitor, they think of someone working a pretty low-level job and someone that's never graduated from college. I'm sorry that my thoughts got to me so easily. But now I can see you're not some low-life scum, but a very successful CEO. So you don't have to worry because I'd never look down on someone that runs their own company and has a lot of money from it. So can you calm down now? I'm your friend, after all. You must not understand the definition of friend, then. Because to me, and anyone else looking at this situation, you're anything but a friend to me. And at this point, I've already let my brother know about everything from today. Huh? What do you mean by everything from today? Well, I started by telling him about how you threw a bucket of toilet water on me, and then about how I will no longer be helping him by funding his company. I also made sure he knew that as long as you're with him, I'd never come around him again. And that he would no longer be getting any kind of help from me ever again. Why would you tell him things like that? You're making me look like the bad guy for some reason. I'm not sure why you ended up the way you are, but after what you've done to me today, I think it's totally acceptable of me to label you as a bad guy of sorts. I told you I understand, though, and I'm apologizing to you now, right? Why are you being so heartless towards me after all the effort I've put into apologizing to you? Are you telling me that you don't want to make up with me after that? What do you mean by us making up? And do you think after all you've done to me, a simple apology is going to get me to forgive you? We're not kids anymore, Faye. You even ended up saying terrible things about the employees working for me, so I'm definitely not forgiving you for that, as I'm sure none of them would. Now, if you want to discuss what's going on right now some more, you can wait for Gage to get home and talk with him. I have nothing left to say to you now, so that's that. Wait a second, though. Gianna, this is all really messed up, right? If you leave things the way they are, I am 99% sure that Gage is going to kick me out of this house. And I'd have to say that that'd be the correct choice when it comes to handling you. Are you kidding me? Why would you say something like that now? Was what I did really that bad? I think you're going a little overboard by saying all of that crap about me. Come on and do something about this, Gianna. Right now, our marriage is on the line, and you're the only one that can do anything to save it. Don't you want to help your brother stay happy? The only reason for your marriage being in danger is due to you being a terrible person, Faye. Now figure something out and try your best to avoid losing your husband. You already told me that I'm not allowed around your house since I'm a lowlife. But if you're thrown out by my brother, that must be because you're more of a lowlife than even me. That would only be fair, though, right? Since you made that rule up. Are you really going to say things like that? I apologized for cleaning your face off with that toilet water already, right? I promise I won't say anything bad about you anymore regarding your job, okay? So please, just frickin' forgive me. No thanks. But hey, this all matches exactly with what you said about me. I'm a lowlife, and letting your marriage fall apart is definitely something a lowlife would allow to happen. At least I'm not the one that'll be going through hell here soon, so have fun, you witch. In the end, Gage made his way back home with his face beet red, telling Faye to get out of his house without even giving her a chance to retort. Once he had her outside, he then went and locked all the doors and proceeded to grab all her things and toss them out the window for her to take. Then the following day, he began the process of divorcing her. Faye hasn't had a job of her own for a very long time, and so her pockets were empty leaving that house, and has since been on the streets trying to figure out what to do next. But this is all well-deserved after all the horrible things Faye said and did to Gage's little sister Gianna. Luckily for Gage, after he had gotten rid of and divorced Faye, Gianna came back to him and said that she'd continue to help fund his company. I'm sure she never wanted to threaten him with ending the flow of money to his company, but it was the only way to get him to throw Faye away, which needed to be done after what she'd done to Gianna. Anyway, Faye is going to be on the streets for a long time now following these unfortunate events. But hopefully, while she's going through hard times, she begins to learn the importance of everyone, even those that she considers low lives, like herself.